As working mothers, do you struggle to find balance between family and professional life? And do you feel that you have to constantly reconfirm your commitment to your personal aspirations, to your career, and to your family? Please raise your hand if you feel like that. A survey of 500 women done by Nirmala Manon. Working mothers return from maternity leave to work for one main reason, and that is for their personal and their professional development. Motherhood and pregnancy, we face the guilt of not spending quality time with our children. We experience often fear of missing out on good career opportunities. Working mothers are extremely committed. They want to make a difference. They want to bring value to society. Yet, it is extremely challenging. These challenges are quite common. They are universal even, but they are not shared enough. And by doing so, we are helping each other to feel less pressure. We are inspiring each other to continue to pursue our dreams despite the challenges. Our event tonight, it's about bringing authenticity into the conversations about motherhood, being a working mother.
I think if I just gonna make a quick status of whether I feel fulfilled in my working life as a mother, I would say yes. Very busy, a little stressed at times, but fulfilled because I got my identity back. So this is what I want to talk about in my little talk tonight. But because I wasn't pregnant or on maternity leave, well, I felt like, what am I really doing? And despite the fact that I actually never lazed around the pool, and I was, as some of you probably know who've been through this, I was running around from morning to evening doing chores and doing stuff with kids. I felt it was kind of nothing I could really show for. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start a business. I've never started a business before, not like this anyway. I need some background about how to do that. So I did a mini MBA. It's not easy by any means. I think the beginning of entrepreneurship is probably the hardest work you can ever do. It's no joke. And if you want to do it properly, yeah, it is harder than any job and not paid either, in the beginning anyway. But the difference is I'm pursuing my own dreams. I'm a working mom, I'm doing my own projects, and I'm doing good at the same time. And most importantly, I've got my identity back.
Today to share my personal story, because the new launcher would have not been possible without my previous experience. I moved in here in Singapore 7 years ago. I am the mother of two. I followed my husband, and for 5 years, I was running my own fashion brand, created from scratch. And 5 years after, we never talk about failure, but I had to shut down the company. It's really, really, really hard just to get out of your bed, because what you think is you have lost everything. You have lost 5 years of your life. You have lost 5 years of your kids' life because you were traveling all the time. But you know, it's this fear of taking the jump again, starting again everything from scratch. Running a startup is not easy at all, but just taking the decision to do it again, it was a lot of, I was so scared, but I decided, you know, if you believe in something so strongly, if your kids look at you, if you think it's worth to do it, just do it. What was for me a failure was actually the best experience, because I learned so much. Where are your weaknesses, where are your strengths, how you can find a balance. Running a startup is The timing is so complicated. It's finds the, how to find the balance between your professional life and your family's life.
Everything that, I had built myself on was just gone. So very fast, I realized that I had to change. And, even change sounds so minor. I had to transform. By the second or third month, of being a new mom, I really had to sit down and look at myself and question which are the parts of me that just need to go, that just don't work anymore. To force myself to prioritize, to stop putting people before me, because as a mom, you realize very fast if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot take care of your child, you cannot take care of your marriage, your parents. And that was a very important lesson for me to learn, because I always, I'll put myself under the bus for somebody else. So I sat down and I looked through all that and I went, these are the things that need to go, these are the things that I need to shift. And it wasn't a painful process, because sometimes the need just forces you to change. And so I started only doing work that I would get paid for. I started telling clients, no, I'm worth this much. That person's paying me this much, you better pay me this much. And I started to really put my foot down. And productivity doubled. The only thing to be ready for is to give yourself up to that change process, that transformational process, and let it take over you, and you'll be amazed at who you can really become. So I'll plant that seed, do think about it, and appreciate yourself for what you have gone through.
My story for motherhood is no different from anybody else's. The key thing that I think, as I was talking to the ladies earlier, is my time is not my time, right? I'm in the office, someone's planned my time for me, I'm committed to someone else all day, as long as I'm in the office. When I come home, I'm still committed to someone who's asking me something from a different location, in a different time zone, and I have my husband, I have my children, and that's what my challenge and opportunity in life is. I think I've found that, I really want to pursue this corporate career, not because I don't know what else to do, but it's my sweet spot. It's what I know I'm good at. It's, what I know I can also contribute to wholeheartedly. And I think also it is something that, I want to share with everyone and say, we can do this. I wasn't a happy mother either, because I was torn. I wanted to be back at work, but then when I went back to work, I was feeling so guilty about being at home. And why would I expect him to be less of a parent than I am? Why am I expected to be at all the class parties, all the school activities? Because I have ovaries? We don't push it onto our partners to do more. And I didn't push, I just asked. And that's all I had to do. I have now stopped apologizing. Now I say, I'm not going to be able to make that meeting. Whether you want to know why or not, it's irrelevant. We do apologize a lot. We do, I think, we don't give ourselves the recognition of saying, we have to do what we have to do.
It's possible even if you don't have a background in nutrition, you don't have a background in food. It's just because you believe in it so much. So what I learned from my previous experience is you know where your weakness and your strength, so you get surrounded by people who can balance. So I found a chef, I found a nutritionist, I found the team who was willing to follow me with nothing in return at the beginning, because we started with nothing from scratch.
Baby woke up loads, everything hurts and all of that. I absolutely am not shy about sharing those stories at all, because how else will we educate people around us? How will we influence our network and our environment that we are looking to promote us?
That I think this is what this is all about, that we're all here to support each other and help each other.
In those moments of struggle,
in those moments of self-doubt, in those moments where you're questioning your work aspirations, if you can make it, just ask yourselves one thing. What kind of example, what kind of legacy do I want to give to my children? I hope that answering that will keep you going. Thank you so much for being here tonight.